Hey everyone, this is John with the Digital Growth Community, and I want to tell you a story that any of you can relate to, and it's a story of me quitting. But I will tell you how the digital growth community it's it pertains to it. And when I was a kid, I fell in love with the game of basketball. All I needed was my shoes, basketball, and a hoop. Before I had my own hoop, I used to go shovel. I live in a place called North Dakota, and I used to shovel people's courts and driveways so I could shoot baskets. That was in the cold, in the summer. I would, ask and everything, and they probably got sick of it and were glad to see me have a basketball hoop of my own on the boulevard on a dead end street. I always said I was shooting for my dreams on a dead end street, my little poetry piece. But the thing I had was consistency and dedication and a belief in myself that if I put in enough time, I would get where I wanted. And I had some mediocre success at times. You know, I started till I was an eighth grader and all that stuff. And then, I have these size 14 feet and I'm 5'8", so it was a little awkward. Back in the day when you had to order your own shoes off East Bay, that's how old I am. But, you know, I played and practiced until I was my senior year. And just being truthful, I had the option. The coach told me I could be on the team or, um, but I wasn't going to get a lot of playing time because I had to get the underclassmen. Well, my ego was too big and I quit and I felt like I failed. I couldn't handle it. And I remember going home trying to rip my basketball hoop down. And I actually went in the gym and was able to, I could do it. I increased my vertical like 13 inches my senior summer and all that. But the story is, I quit on myself. Even with that option, I could have been part of a great team that won the state championship, but my ego got in the way. But with that, I had to learn over the years that, I had this quitting mentality that, I was scared to fail. I was never scared to give it my all in those days when I was younger, but it was hard for me to overcome that. But, you know, I had to learn to overcome those things and like, you know, you are going to fail even when you put your best in it. It's just not in the cards sometimes. But with the digital growth community, I am staying with it and I got to be more consistent. But this program does work. It's a way to change your life. You can strive to make a few hundred extra bucks a month or whatever. And the great thing about this program is you get one purchase gives you four income streams. And you know, you got to be consistent. You got to have the dedication. You got to be willing to accept failure because I'm still at this and it's been a little over a year. I enjoy it. I'm still learning from other people from all over. And I just, you know, it's your freedom machine. You got to be, the goal is to finish. Doesn't mean you got to be in first place or last place, but you, this program And the digital growth community, their goal is to help you and create financial freedom and free up time so you can do things you want. But you got to be consistent. It was just like me as a kid being consistent and practicing and giving up kind of a social life. I did those kinds of things. But the great thing about this, you can do this in 2 hours a day and you do your videos and you can make it work. But you got to have a routine. You got to, habits. And it's one small step. It's like you're going up the staircase. The first step is the most important, or going up the mountain is that first step. Well, once you start, and I got another example of that. This number here represents something to me. I'm into mountain biking, and I'm nothing great at it. I do it for fun and exercise. But it was a few years ago, me and a buddy did this race in another town, and we it was 2 laps, which is a total of 35 miles. And we'd done 12, 13, but just from being in other sports when I was growing up, running, cross country, track, I just could not quit. And my buddy he had kind of a tough time, and that's nothing. He had asthma, so I said, I just want to finish, and I felt bad, but I just told him I want to finish the race. And 6 miles after, my camelback ran out of water, and I was dying, but I just kept on hearing, like, I remember my mom's voice, like when I used to run track and cross country. It's the only thing I could hear, but never quit. And I did finish the race, and I was so happy with myself. And that's the same thing I want you to feel with the digital growth community. It's not going to happen overnight, but if you're consistent, you follow the blueprint, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to flub up words like I just did. But give yourself some grace. You got to give yourself a chance. You get 4 income streams. You get the launch pad. That you can buy each program for uh, a single program. The launch pad is 100. Passive daily pay is 300. The digital mastery 600, or all four for 900. And with that, you buy your website, and the price now is $39.99 from GoDaddy. But that's your freedom machine. That website, once it gets hooked up with the um, digital growth community program, it works automatically for you. And you can have, if you're not a real great tech person like I wasn't, you can have somebody do that. I paid $250 for that. The other great thing is the program offers you Afterpay, where you can do 4 payments of $250, which I did. This program is over $1,900 in value, and it teaches you how to market digitally, digital products. And that's what this program does. So join me at legacywithyou.com. Give yourself a chance. Don't quit. Sign up, put your email at legacywithyou.com, and you get a free blueprint how to make $10,000 in 30 days. And I did this. This is my goal. $10,000 in 30 days. And visualize it. From thoughts come action equals results. And that's what you got to remember. Be consistent, give yourself a chance, put yourself out there, and never quit. Love for you to join me. Come hit me at legacywithyou.com, and let's go on this journey together. If they can do it, if Michelle can do it, if Daryl Hannah can do it, you can do it, and I can do it. Let's make it happen. Have a great day.